I did my e-commerce here for the first 2 years in Germany. We did roughly of 300K. And with 1 year in the US, with the little much of effort, and we did around like 20% of our time on the e-commerce over there, we clocked like 600, 500K last year, I think. Yeah.
And you're not even there to like really feel out the customers, consumers, market. Yeah.
We just soft launched it and it got boomed. And the pricing power, the purchasing power, the consumers over there they are really they're friendly, man. To be very honest.
People don't mess around. They may just make a decision.
Exactly, yeah, for sure.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. Pleasure to reconnect.
Yes. I was kept seeing your videos everything time. And it's been a long time. The good news is that my wife's visa came.
Great. Congrats on that.
5 years visit visa.
Okay.
But mine is still in the process.
So remind me where you're at now. You have you both have Pakistani passports?
Exactly.
And you're both residing in Germany.
We both residing in Germany. We both applied together. I was the primary applicant for the visit visa. So I applied and then
Frankfurt, or where did you apply?
In Frankfurt.
Oh,
because for the E2, we have to go to the Frankfurt in Germany.
Yes.
In November, I applied for the appointment. It came in for the January, and now 60 days passed. I emailed them again. Right now, they said that it's still under administrative process, and they don't know how much time it will take.
Did your wife's go to administrative process too, or no?
Yes, they just asked for the biographic information.
Okay.
When I sent my information, I sent hers information, and it took only 3 days for the visa.
But for hers, it was showing administrative processing too?
For 3 days, it shows refused, but until 221G in the administrative process. And then it shows that when I submitted it, after 3 days, there was a status update.
Yeah.
Now, I shouldn't wait more for the E2 because it will take time as well.
Definitely. It'll take time to prep.
Yes, it's already took 6 months. And now, what happened. And the scene is that the LLC, which we have right now in Wyoming, is doing really good.
Nice. And remind me, what type of products are you selling through that Wyoming LLC?
It's physical goods. It's like you can see the water stakes plant water stakes. When you go to the holidays, your plants at the home. Then we have like cleaning set accessories for the vacuum cleaners.
Okay. How much are you guys making monthly from the business and revenue?
Yes, with last month in March, we did 60K.
Nice, solid.
Yes.
And is it a pretty good profit margin?
Yes, we are, but with the tariffs, it is hard. Yes.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm hearing that from my friends that do trade of goods in the U.S. Are the products coming from China or where?
From Germany.
Oh, okay.
Company in Germany. I think we discussed that I should do E1 treaty radar.
Yeah.
I'm not a citizen of Germany.
Exactly. You'd have to wait for the passport. That's right.
Yes.
Who would want to be the entrepreneur? Like, would you want to be an entrepreneur or would you want to work in the medical space?
Yes. So now we have two options. Either my wife will be the primary applicant. Either we go with a new LLC. We hired that you. So I remember last time that you suggested that if you have an employee in the US with a dedicated space to show a warehouse, it will be more chances that.
Correct.
And then we open a new LLC. We inject a new capital there, and start from there. And then we petition the E2. I was thinking that we will tell the story of current LLC as an attachment to our business plan. That look, we are currently doing this business, and we are positive that with the new LLC we will be profitable and we will be successful.
I think we can figure out a way with your current LLC to make it. I don't think we need to open up another LLC. I think I could if it's going to be the same business, then that's fine. If you're going to go the franchise path, then maybe we set up a holding company. Forgetting the visa, like if you both had green cards tomorrow, what would you be doing?
To be very honest, I will be doing the business. If I have a franchise, I will be expanding them. I have a hardware store, because I can see a lot of potential. To be very honest.
Yeah.
I have two of my friends in Canada, and they are willing to do E2 with me as well.
Nice.
I should be the first one to do the E2.
Huh. You're the guinea pig.
Yes. What our plan is that if I do the hardware store for me, then in Florida I have a hardware store. Then we can do a franchise of that hardware store for the E2 for my friend.
Okay.
This way we can expand the business, because to be very honest, a lot of people want to come to the US.
Of course.
But they need a reliable person.
Yeah. They need an operating partner, someone that's on the ground.
Exactly. So my idea was that, okay, they have the funding. I have the proven business model of the hardware store. It's a win-win game for everybody who are the stakeholders. But then I thought, okay, if that's not possible, if we are not able to find a hardware store, for right now, it's not possible, then we can do to the franchise. I will be the primary applicant, or my wife is the primary applicant, and then, yeah, we will discuss it out. But these are the options I'm continuously thinking about, okay, what would be the best way?
So for getting the visa, both you and your wife would be entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Okay, so let's focus on that. And then we'll either get the visa in your wife's name through the e-commerce business or get the visa in your name through the franchise.
Yeah. For the franchise, if we have a health related franchise, that would be really good.
Yes, and it'll make it easier for the green card down the line too.
Yes, exactly. Because I do have a master's degree. I have experience as well. I'm doing the freelancing, but not much because I'm spending time with my family. For putting injection of 100K, that's because you suggested that 100K would be the good amount to do with. So I made that target. It can be less, or you would advise us that what would be the best way. If I do the profit distribution from my current Germany company, I have to pay 25% of the profit tax on that.
Well, we'll bring in like we have cross-border tax guys, so we would just bring someone in that's familiar with the German side to help you with this.
I have a one company in Germany, but I'm not sure I can do the profit distribution instead of the profit distribution. If I do the investment from that insurance company to the US LLC, that will not trigger the profit distribution tax.
Okay, nice. So that's what we have to see. I don't know for you now, but I'm sure we can bring in an accountant that can tell you. What I would recommend is for us to get started, and we focus on the E2 visa application for your wife's business, and in parallel, we conduct a franchise search and analysis for you. And over the next 6 weeks, we might determine that your wife's business is going to get too complicated for the E2. So we focus the E2 visa application more on the franchise. Or we might say, hey, you have this family holding company. Maybe it's an LLC above the e-commerce business in Wyoming. And you have this e-commerce business that's kicking ass, $60,000 monthly revenue. It's expected to go up. And you're also investing in a franchise, and you're actively looking at healthcare related franchises, and you're going to be doing an investment in a healthcare related franchise, and there's going to be job creation. And that way, if you close down or the tariffs really screw up that e-commerce business, you don't have to go up your E2 visa, because you can then, you told the government you were planning to invest in a franchise, and you go ahead and do that. And then you leverage that for your green card application. And we have our own in-house attorney, and then we have external filing attorneys that will be able to work on a good strategy for you there.
So it does make sense because the tariffs are going to hit us hard, very hard.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the sentiment right there about the people in the US right now, what they are thinking, because at the end of the day, they are going to pay this. I don't know.
Definitely. I don't know, people hate on Trump, but I think it's too early to tell if it's like a failure or if it's going to be a massive success for Americans. I hope it's a massive success, but we don't know yet. Let's see what happens. But there's definitely short-term pain. And it's a similar thing that happened in Argentina with their president that just had major government cuts and is essentially a libertarian. So curious to see, I wish for the best, but time will tell.
Okay, let's figure out about the Estonian part of the thing, that we will do the investment from that company, not a profit distribution. I was thinking that my brother is in Missouri right now.
Okay.
Yes, he is like a medical doctor there. So he
Nice.
holds a green card.
He could also lend you capital, or maybe the Estonian company lends money to him. I think since we last spoke, we hired a former consulate staffer that was managing E2 cases. So we'll assign him to work on your case, and we'll be able to work clearly on the source of funds and the structuring, and make sure everything's set to secure the E2 visa. And then we'll bring in the accountant on the tax side as needed.
The next question would be, if my brother loaned me and we secured this loan with Estonian company, because Estonian company is an asset for me, and I did not withdraw the profit from there, but on the balance sheet and on the profit and loss statement, we have the profit, and we secured the loan for that Estonian company. Would that be a way out? I was thinking, I thought that I should discuss with you. Should we do a secured loan?
That's what we're going to have to dig through. Once we start getting the documentation, like we're going to collect a lot of information from you, and then we'll have a couple phone calls and we'll start working on this strategy. But I would say like don't do anything today.
No, nothing.
Yeah.
It's just, it's just because. But what I have finalized is I don't know when the business visa will come. I don't know.
Yeah,
Start the process for the E2 because yeah, it will take time.
definitely.
Yeah, 4 to 6 months or 8 weeks. I don't know.
And then our fees count towards the E2 visa investment as well.
Yeah, we already accounted that. And the next was, should we do from Toronto or should we do from Frankfurt?
We've been having approvals in both. So we'll just check the processing times. But we have a former staffer too that we can tap in for intelligence in Toronto. But yeah, I would say we cross that bridge in like the next month or so in terms of where you would apply.
Then that's, I think, if you need anything from me, please do let me know.
What I'll do is I'll just send you our contract and then the payment link and then the survey to complete the franchise survey. And what we'll do is we'll do a two track. We'll do the E2 for your wife, assuming it's the e-commerce business, and we'll also run a franchise search. And then after 4 weeks, 6 weeks, we'll make a decision if it's going to be if the base case is going to be the e-commerce or if it's going to be the franchise, and then we'll determine the best accounting structure for that.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks,
All
man.
right, cool. So what do you think we can start today or start early next week?
Yeah, early next week would be the best
Awesome.
because right now I'm outside. Then I will go home and then do some of little stuff. But you can send me the contract.
And what's the deal? What's going on with? Is it just the vibe in Germany is really down? Like we're getting a wave of Germans now, especially like that. They're a lot of their immigrants that are like the type of immigrants you want in your country are looking to leave.
Yeah, the Germans are not business friendly. The person with the job is very good here, but to do the business, the US is US, man. To be very honestly, for the business, Germany is not a business.
Yeah.
What I did my e-commerce here for the first 2 years in Germany, we did roughly of 300K, and with one year in the US, with the little much of effort, and we did around like 20% of our time on the e-commerce over there. We clocked like 600, 500K last year, I think. Yeah.
And you're not even there to like really feel out the customers, consumers, market. Yeah.
Exactly. We were here, we were doing full time, we were doing everything,
Yeah.
and then it was really tough. And then on the 300K, it was on 19% of the VAT, like the sales tax was included. So 1/5 while our revenue was only the tax. Eventually it was like 220. But on the other side of the business, on the US, we were not there. Our company was just soft launched it. We just tested okay how it goes. And it got boomed. And the pricing power, the purchasing power, the consumers over there they are really they're friendly, man. To be very honest, the US.
People don't mess around. They may just make a decision.
Exactly, yeah, for sure.
Have you heard of the founder of Mercury Bank?
No.
His company is worth 3 billion, and he had success in the UK market. Pakistani guy. I think he's Pakistani. Yeah, yeah. You've heard of him?
Heard the name, but not about that he's Pakistan. I don't know that he's from Pakistan. Oh, great.
An immigrant from Pakistan. But yeah, his company is worth 3 billion. And I listened to a podcast he was on, and like he had good success in the UK. He went to Cambridge, smart guy. But he said there's nothing like the US, so he decided to do his next startup in the US with Mercury. And it's like they're doing a really good job. We work with them. It's a good like first entry bank, but then you want to have like a prime bank like Chase and a few like Wells Fargo once you're here and settled. But it's a good like first step. But yeah, there's a lot of Pakistanis with massive success in the U.S. The richest Pakistani origin guy is that automotive billionaire. So we see that a lot. Like South Asian immigrants, they spend some time in Europe, but it's too small, and then they go to the U.S.
Yeah, man, exactly. Yes, yeah. But Europe for pension, for retirement is good. I don't
Yeah.
know about the US right now, but for chilling,
Make your money in the U.S. and you can always go back to Germany or spend time in Pakistan.
yeah, that's a cool thing.
Yeah, no, but there's nothing like the U.S. market, and people are much more collaborative in the U.S. Willing to help you, partnerships, test things out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a cool thing for the US. We do have a Mercury account right now for the current LLC, but we are not able to open a physical account.
We'll get you a physical account as well. We have connections with banks that we can get you another account.
Great. Yeah.
We'll look forward to working with you and getting everything going.
Yes, and I apologize that it took me so long because I was thinking that I should go there and do a status change.
It's a pain in the ass status change. Then you can't travel. And like, say you have, a family member is sick in Pakistan, you can't jump on a plane. It's hard. It's tough.
Yeah, but right now I thought that okay, let's start it, and it will take some time to prepare.
Yeah,
And meanwhile, if we have to file, then we will file because that eventually I have to do now.
exactly. No, the time's now. I'm confident we'll have a good strategy and we'll get everything like tied up in the next couple months.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, thanks, Petri.
We'll have a good, nice afternoon and then weekend, and I'll send you everything now. All right.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, perfect. Thanks, man.
Thank you.